Connection is good. Let me just check if there is. Oh my god! As soon as I start streaming, hay fever kicks in. Now, I'm going to continue on with this HEX Vision because it's very comprehensive in the data that it covers. Now, we could go one by one. Maybe every other day I will cover this just briefly before I move on to some interesting stuff. Well, some stuff that's taking place within the HEX ecosphere on Ethereum, I should say, and a little bit of what is on Pulse Chain, because I think most people probably know how to do this. Like, it's pretty relatively easier if you've been in crypto for a little while and you're familiar with, say, etherscan.io. Now we'll start the stream with this here. This was a surprise. It came out a few minutes ago. The only way to truly protect people's data is not to have it. Guess how few websites have no logs, no Google Analytics, no telemetry, no email sign up, no contact us form, no email, no phone number. Few can say with pride, our sites are better than yours. This way, even if someone wants to give away their valuable privacy, or if it's lost due to a hack, they're unable to. Your ad blocker finally gets a rest. Even with good companies, you have to worry about what scum might buy them or hack them. Your privacy is your power. Now, that is very relevant to what I'm about to do. Because just imagine if somewhere all this data was publicly available on the blockchain, I would literally be doxing people, and people would not appreciate that. Especially if it was myself, I wouldn't want someone doxing me. That would be not good. Now, going back to Elastic HEX.Vision, you can go over here and sort it by whatever you want. There is a lot more to it, but basically the plain vanilla, the simple way, the click and play, I guess you could call it. You can go to hex address, hex penalty if you wanted to. You can extend that out, copy paste, do some research on that. You can sort it by hex staked, hex penalty paid. There's some large amounts. Oh my god. But then you have a look into some of these accounts and they still have a lot of hex, which is kind of cool to know. What other system can you do this? Well, maybe you could go have a look at Bitcoin and things like that, but that would be some interesting data. It's very interesting data. It would take a lot of digging. Now, we've covered the tweet, we've covered the wall of shame, so that is the first one. If you click on Elastic and go to more, to discover, depending on where you click, you can go back and watch replay. I'll do it again tomorrow. And the next one is this here. So we've all learned how to, well, I've learned, this is for myself, I've learned how to go in and have a look in real time as stakes are ending. And don't get confused with staker ID and staker amount ending, because I was like, oh, this one's got like 220,000 hex and 439,542. I'm like, damn, that's pretty good, like 700. But yeah, no, it's the actual hex staked, hex shares, hex penalty, auto stake. So that's, I'm assuming, after the claim function, and it was auto staked. Serve days, there you go, etc. Now, I had a look and I scrolled down. There was one that had about 200. Yeah, this one I just thought, like, again, not picking on anyone or anything like that, just this is public information now, and I'm just glad that there's no trace back to any individual, because imagine if you could just click on here and you could see every transaction that they've ever done in real time, and then like know their home address and know like their financial details. I'm not sure that's something that I would want. That would that benefit you more, or a scammer more, someone trying to impersonate you, or someone trying to steal your identity? I would say if you have privacy, then like that tweet says, your information cannot be bought, sold, or stolen. Now, looking at the two LP pools on Pulse Chain, EHEX, HEX. So this is my understanding of maybe people want to trade, bridge over. You could look at the bridge data. bridge over HEX from Ethereum over to Pulse Chain. You could potentially see it if they were swapping then from EHEX to HEX, and then you could also see the actual trade take place, which is via the HEX wrapped Pulse pair from memory. Now we have a look here, and we haven't seen any great dumps in terms of any other whales who've come in and decided to buy or sell, because, you know, they're free to do so. For every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so if someone buys, on the other side of that, someone is selling. Well, technically speaking, it might be just LP pools moving around. Now, I did pull up, like I said, that particular address for no reason at all, and you can go in, stake HEX today, you can select USDC HEX, you can project out a potential price, and if you start doing that, things get a little bit insane. If it was to maintain, so remember this is EHEX, and maybe there's a maybe they've got a copy over the other side, you know. So if you be extremely conservative and say, well, I think it's just going to steadily trick up like the T-share amount, and maintain a price like this. This is what this particular account might might anticipate. If you select these prices, this tool forecasts and shows you, based on the parameters you set, the results. So if someone was to do that with their own decisions, with their own free will, it would then show them their own thoughts. How about that? You like that? Now, where am I? Why doesn't it show if I'm live or not? The hell? What are you doing to me, YouTube? Now, alright, good. Now, the projected amount you can see here, you could, because in terms of HEX, not much is changing, because once you stake, once you lock your T-shares, you can't change that. You can do silly things. You could play over in the icosahedron HSI realm, but again, that's up to you. You can see here in relation to HEX, when you change the projected amounts, nothing changes in terms of the HEX terms, but USDC terms, if you click on current, that shows, you know, if things did not change at all. If you play with the projection, like I said, pick a price, any price. Imagine if it just does that. This particular, you know, account can you know, result in a result like that. So that's pretty impressive, you know. You could go in and have a look at the estimated cost was $394, and if it maintained a reasonable price, then you know, $184,000. Maybe it's keeping up with inflation. Maybe that's a pretty damn decent ROI. I don't know. What do you think? Even that one there, $30 turns into like 20k over a 15-year hold. That's not a bad comparison if you were to compare that to like a term deposit. How much compound interest would you actually get off $30? You know, not that much. Like I said, imagine if all this data was like, you could just, you knew who this was in real life. That would be so invasive. But everything on Ethereum, this is the amount of data you can have. This is how much you can track. Well, maybe more, but you can track and trace them. And then if you know, connect these addresses to centralized exchanges, the centralized exchanges now have this sort of information. And if the IRS gets their way, possibly the SEC, maybe, just maybe, this sort of data becomes more and more personal. So hopefully everyone's done their comments. I know I have. Now, again, it's getting crazy because you can copy paste literally into Google you know, this sample address I was using. It pulls up the balance, it pulls up etherscan.io. It's like the only hit, which is interesting. That used to be called something back in the day. I can't remember if you Google something and only one result comes. It was pretty hard to find. Then you can go in, have a look around Etherscan. We know that the stake ended because that was the same data from here, literally. So instead of having to manually try and figure out like manually track and trace an address. If you wanted to, you could go through and have a look. Just, oh, what happened today? From, let's have a look how many pages there are. I've got this one filtered out pretty hard, but it doesn't really matter that much, because if you set it from like the beginning of time, before like 0 BC, it only ever existed from like 3rd 2019. So it's only done. So you can reduce it a little bit. We go, it ticked over. So there was a stake ending at 11:56. Then there was one at like 9 minutes past 1 in the morning. You see that there. That's actually a larger one, 10 milli. You could have a look at that, but you know, again, just out of curiosity, I just grabbed this other one. Now, then what you can do, like I said, go have a look, ether scan. This is the thing, it's like so invasive. It's bad, and then you can go in and you can have a look at their particular. I thought I already had it up. And then you can look at their tokens, look at their holdings. Like, dude, this is why we need anonymity on the chain. So yes, we have some anonymity, but people say, oh, it's all anonymous. It's like, yeah, you go and remove this value into a centralized exchange and hook up this address with your KYC, and how anonymous are you? Lol. But there you can see here, if you wanted to, then if you wanted to, you could go right back to the beginning of time for this particular addy and see if it's a, what would be the word? Like a, not a feeder wallet, not like, you know, where's the source, where's the origin? Now I found this ether scan pretty interesting. If you filter out to 100 and you try and pull up all your data, download the CSV, it's a bitch. It doesn't do it. You have to actually go through, and there's like a certain limit of a few pages. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it would only pull data from so much. I'm like, dude, this is not good. Like, if you should just, like, some systems you could just pull like a fucking whole everything and just pull up. It would take a while, but it would work. So we can see here. So imagine if that was, say, a transfer in. You could then pull it up here. Imagine if it's like some giant wallet or just another wallet. You can see here it's like a sort of abandoned wallet. There's no holdings. And you can go here. Maybe they learn about, you know, security and importance. Who knows? Maybe they transferred from a wallet that's been, you know, all over the internet to something that's, you know, connected with a hardware device. As many hexagons like to preach and teach, which is good. I agree with that, you know, level of security. You can go back here and keep going. You keep digging and go, ooh, where was this one? Now, I didn't mean to do this. Again, sorry whoever this is, but, you know, it's just interesting stuff. This is stuff you can do. Oh my god. You can keep digging and digging and digging and digging. View all transactions. Now, I didn't mean to do this, but I just find this stuff interesting. Again, imagine if everything was like this to an extent, but had more privacy. Why would you need a lot of this? What am I trying to say? It would put some people's jobs. You know, you wouldn't need it because this ledger does everything for you to an extent. Dude, how deep does this thing go? And then we go right back to here. And then we go right back to here. What the Sorry, I won't swear, but I'll keep going. How deep does the rabbit hole go? Am I going around in a loop here? What's going on? 60D. Oh my god, it's still going. And you could go for an infinite loop. Buddy. Shit. What the hell? I didn't mean to do this. Man, this person might... How old is that wallet? 3348? God damn. Interesting. Oh my god. Nah, no way. No way. Am I just digging randomly now? Hang on. Yeah, anyway, I might stop soon. It's still going. Shit. Alright, I'm doing 3 more, and if I don't find anything new. But you can see my point. If you wanted to, you can just play around with this all day. I should probably look at these. Oh my god, it's like the fucking game of musical chairs, man. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Alright, so yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Someone got bored, I don't know. And so I didn't even know that was gonna happen. And also what you could do if you stem back to the where was I? This one. The sample one. The test model. If you wanted to, you can go over then to scanpulsechain.com. Now I'm not sure if that's the most efficient one. There could be other ones coming out. Do the same thing. Drop the address in, and I was like, I find it not as visually appealing as etherscan.io, but if it's something that you use all the time, you'll learn pretty quick how to navigate through it. Other people will look at it and go, what the fuck am I looking at here? But yeah, so you drop that in, and then now I think someone robot, great. No, it's okay. And then yeah, so then you could have a look here, and then continue if you wanted to, keep digging. And you can have a look, token transfers. I like this function here, so it's pretty usable if you ask me. Now this was interesting because I was like, whoa, you know, because you can't judge. That's a different account, man. What have I done? Like, you can't really judge people's account because everyone's different, right? And then, unless that changed, because I was looking at this before, and basically it had a shit ton of, yeah, it does. I'm going mad. It has a lot of pulsex, so they might have sacrificed a lot. Well, I think it's a lot, and also a lot of wrap pulse. You know, it's pretty impressive. But yeah, so that's kind of cool. You can do that on pulse scan. Now the thing that kind of is lacking on pulse scan, I think, is if you click on, you can find one, probably this router here. I don't think it has prices just yet, so if you go in and have a look around, some digging, whatever. Oh my god, hang on, I have to go back here. See, this is why if you wanted to, you could probably go to hexfire.io, save, copy paste like a million different things. And if you like, I don't know, this might benefit some people who know how to do this. Let's have a look. Relay could be a swap. Oh, it could be the bridge. It's just this plain swap. It might show on stake ends, quote unquote stake. Yeah, okay. It has the price, but it doesn't have. You know, you can click it. You can change the price of HEX and ETH. I know there's some basic stuff going over here, but I find this interesting. Where's the swap? On-chain swap. Maybe this will help me. So if you click on here, yeah, so what I would really like to see is a scanner reader, blockchain reader front end, whatever UI. And you can click and basically compare, you know, prices with that. Okay, it was worth this much on the day of transfer, and now it's worth this much. So, but you could, yeah, anyway, there's many ways to skin a cat. Now, yeah, that is about it. That's all I got. It was funny. I did see somewhere that a large purchaser, then instead of having another large purchase come and compete, I think the large purchaser might have sold, but I can't verify that. But again, it's crypto, man. That's what happens. So I thought instead of covering things like that, I'll just have to pull up some random address. This tweet come out, it was pretty good timing. But yeah, privacy is your power, so keep your shit private, people. Don't tell everyone online what the fuck you're doing. unlike me, who jumps online. Now, yeah, that's about it. And again, I find these tools interesting. Another day we can then go to unique users and we'll continue on down this journey until I have mastered this. And this is like the 101 because I'm pretty sure there's other stuff you can do. Alright, free speech signing out. Is there anything else? Trying to think. No, there's not. Alright, that's very hex orientated and hopefully that helps someone. Alright.